loose, and the Colts have it.
As a coordinator, you got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose.
And so look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
7 months of waiting is over.
We're back in the house.
Oh man, 20 more weeks to go. We're gonna do this for till the wheels fall off, honestly,
Yes.
folks. I hope everyone had a good Labor Day weekend. I hope college football was nice to you, if that's what you root for. I was betting too. It was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but what we do know is about the NFL. And we're going to make picks for the next 18 weeks for every single game. It might not be games we necessarily bet. We just want to keep a nice track record of what we have going on. We'll tell you when we're betting it. It's going to be...
It's going to be so exciting, folks.
Yeah.
Everybody is waiting, chomping at the bit for this game coming up.
Yeah.
This Thursday night game. And everything, it starts there, and we're just going to keep it rolling. As long as there's football, y'all going to see us.
Yeah, exactly. Check the social medias. They're going to be right below this sentence here. Andre M., Rich J., Fumbling the Bag Pod. This is Season 2, folks. 2023-2024 NFL season. This is the Week 1 pick show. Spreads, other bets. We're just going to talk. We're going to shoot the shit, go through every game. We're going to start it off with Thursday. I know this is on a Wednesday. We're going to try and drop on Tuesday for the most part, but that's all right. I mean, a day late, but a little more info, a little more information on the lines that are out. We pulled the lines from DraftKings Sportsbook. I still say if you want the best line, go check out oddschecker.com. Go and pick the best line. Sign up for 20 sportsbooks while you're at it. They give you free bonuses.
Why not?
Why the fuck not? And to that, we will cheers to the season.
Cheers.
And we will talk about our hometown, Detroit Lions.
Oh, this game. Do you want to start this off then?
I'll start it off, and then you can tell me about it.
Okay.
So the line's moved. I wish I would have grabbed it 7.5 a couple months ago. It's moved to 4.5 as of now, and the over's 52. You were smart about this and got the right number.
Well, this was right after I had heard about the injury. And at that particular time, it was still at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed it at 6 immediately because I knew it was going down. But, really, to your point that you had mentioned to me earlier, I don't give a fuck, man. I just think that the Lions are going to play these guys tough. And I know it's probably maybe a 3-point game. I just think it's going to be close. Very close.
Yeah, I thought it was a 3-point game the whole time. I got Lions fever. The whole city should have Lions fever. And they were, the darlings to end last season when they, started the season basically as a train wreck. Mm-hmm. It was they were 1-6 to start the year, and then, rallied back, won 9-10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 8-10. I don't know. They ended up 9-7. Didn't get in the playoffs. We'll never forgive you, Seattle Rams.
Right.
Whatever that game was about, that was
I do
that was
believe the
shitty.
Rams had a lead in that game at some point in that
Rams
game.
had a lead at the end of that game. It was like the fourth quarter. There was like a bad call. We'll never forgive you, but hey, you saved the ass kicking from. We got news here. All right, that's good news. We can talk about it right now. Travis Kelce listed as questionable for the opener. This is breaking news, folks. We're gonna break the news for you as we go along here. For me, also Chiefs, it's just a misconception mostly, but they tend not to cover at home. They were 3-6-1 last year at home, 6-6 in 2021. I tend not to back them as home favorites. And once again, I just think they got it all this season. I think they do.
I think, listen, I think they're just ready too. I think they've heard all the talk during the off season about how good they're supposed to be. The coach has tried to put them on an even keel as well. Mm-hmm. So he's preparing them really, for this season and to just play the way they know how to play. That's all they have to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like this is a perfect opportunity for them because everybody and their mama and daddy and Granddaddy is going to be watching this game.
Yeah, everyone's watching.
Yeah, this is an
Casual,
audition.
fantasy,
Oh my goodness.
whatever it is. And once again, I think the line might move. You might get an extra half point as it comes closer to game time.
Yeah.
Just because your casuals will take that they're going to take the Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's easy money. They usually, Super Bowl champions usually cover on opening night. That's not a misconception.
So do you think it's maybe the smartest bet for the casual bettor to take Kansas City? You think that's a good bet?
I think that's what they're going to do. I think it's wrong. I think the Lions could win outright.
Yeah.
I like the offensive line. I like the defensive line. I like the new secondary they built up. Like, the idea that Chris Jones is going to play is kind of funny. Did that guy even have a camp?
No.
Like-
I mean, not to say that he hasn't been doing anything on his own, but it's not the same as camp.
Yeah,
you know
just
what I mean?
not
So-
NFL ready. Like, those
Right.
guys still, that was a problem with the Lions too. Those guys didn't really go out there in the preseason either, but
Well, I think
take with that with what you will.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. I thought they should have maybe played a quarter, maybe the last game or whatever, or even a couple of
Should have just played a
things,
drive
yeah.
or two.
Just
Yeah,
couple
I think just to
drives.
you get the beak wet.
Yes, but from what I'm hearing though is that they went hard in practice.
Yeah.
They went very hard in practice, and it's a wonder there was knock on wood that there weren't any major injuries.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So I guess my question to you is, someone who got the line at 6, would you take 4.5 as well?
I think I would.
You'd
I
still
feel
be
that
there?
good about this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
I do
feel
too.
like they match up well with Kansas City. First of all, even with all Kansas City's people there, I just feel like they match up well, and I just think they're hungry. I'm not going to go toe the line. Well, I'm not going to say that the Lions are going to win the game, but I feel good about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they could and they possibly will win this game.
Yeah, they'll do what the Chargers did last year by keeping it close.
Yes.
I mean, Kansas City's defense, they ranked in middle of the pack last year. It really is the offense. Mahomes keeps the whole thing together. He keeps them scoring.
Yeah.
Like, there's no bones about it. They were number 1 in the league in yards per game last year. Your Lions were dead last. I mean, I also like the under over of 52 still because of that reason. I just think, even with Cam Sutton, CJJ, the new additions, points are going to be scored, man.
Points are going to be scored. I mean, this is the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I think the Lions did add a lot to their defense, but I think they still have to work out the kinks. This is the first game. Aaron Glenn, he needs to know what he wants to run as well too. I mean, they study Kansas City up and down though, so they're ready. But I'm just saying, this is the first game. But I expect them to play well though. Now, in Kansas City's case, if Kelsey can't go, they're going to be using they'll probably use Noah Gray.
Noah Gray,
a lot more,
the
receivers.
even that though, they just have receivers all over the board.
They do.
I mean,
they do, man.
They drafted a guy this year even.
They did.
Rice?
Rashee
Rashee Rice, yeah. I mean, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, is he playing?
We don't know if he's going to play.
Lord knows if
He's
that
out
guy
there,
ever
though.
plays.
Yeah.
But that's
Marquez Valdez is Scantling.
Scantling's still there.
I mean,
yeah. Jarek McKinnon's might be the play tomorrow. Like, if you have
Yeah.
great flex play for fantasy, or just if you want a guy to score a touchdown, might be that guy.
Well, I think Detroit needs to be aware of Isaiah Pacheco too.
Yeah.
I think
for sure.
he can hurt you.
Yeah.
You still have Pat Mahomes out there too, so this is not going to be a cakewalk. But I like my chances.
Yeah, me too. We'll take Detroit there. We'll move it to a game I'm not super thrilled about, but we'll talk about it real quick. Carolina going on the road to Atlanta. The line is 3.5. Under over 39.5. Frank Reich taking over in Carolina. Carolina trading for the number 1 overall pick. Getting the quarterback of the future in Bryce Young. Losing DJ Moore. How do we feel about it? Because I think this is fool's gold.
Of course. It always is.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I think Bryce Young does have a good chance to maybe be Rookie of the Year.
Fair.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think he has a chance. I'm not saying he's going to do it. But this game right here, man, a lot of people are thinking that, Atlanta is going to win
the
their
division.
you know?
Yeah, straight up.
I didn't choose them though. I was still on New Orleans.
I took Tampa Bay. Like I think it's every team. It was 7-10 last year, except them. Right. They went 8-9. Great.
This particular game, man.
Yeah, what do you got?
I'm going with AT Aliens, man.
Oh, you're taking the 3.5.
I'm taking the 3.5.
Or giving it.
Just because. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little shaky on their quarterback situation.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly think Heineke should start over Ritter.
Yeah, I don't know why they're putting them in there, but maybe they see something that we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that I don't know. I just think that they have their shit together a little bit more right now. Like I said, the quarterback situation is a little shaky, but their line is decent. Their offensive line is not horrible.
Well, they're gonna run for 5,000 yards. Like they got
Bijan. Yeah, I mean,
Algier,
I know he's a rookie.
Yeah, Algier was good last year too. Cordero Patterson's still there. I mean, they have like names. I just don't buy the defensive side of the ball for him. Right. They got Calais Campbell. Okay, he's a 10-year vet. Great signing, I guess, if you're trying to hype up, younger players. I like the defense more in Carolina, led by Brian Burns, J.C. Horn,
they got
Von Bell, Trey Hendrickson. They signed some guys,
right?
And they were middle of the road defensively last year, but they were good at stopping the run.
So you got
this is I'm gonna give you a spoiler. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a spoiler. This is probably the only rookie QB I'm backing, besides one other game, if you consider him a rookie. But yeah, it's the only one. I think they cover by the hook. It'll be a 3-point game.
Interesting. Now Thielen is over there, I think.
Yep.
Shark is over there.
Yeah, he's injured.
DJ?
Yeah, he's
injured though?
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved Miles Sanders there.
Yeah, they did.
They got Is it Rambo? Yeah, from Georgia. Yeah,
that's him. Now let me ask you this: do you think it's a rebuilding season for them?
They were 7-10 last year. No, I think every team in that NFC South wants to compete and win.
And I think they will compete. I think this will be a very competitive division.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I was leaning just take Tampa Bay. It's a crapshoot. It's really a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. I think another reason I'm taking Atlanta is they're at home. I mean, that's one of the factors for me. I think this is kind of an evenly matched game. It is. And that's why the line kind of bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
3.5, really?
For a rookie QB.
Exactly. It's a scary line for me, but I'm gonna stick with ATL.
Okay, fair. Yeah, for me, yep. Give me Carolina. Not sure if I would bet it, but I might throw it in a few parlays. That would be my official lean on it. We'll move along. We will get on to the Cool vs. Grease Bowl with Cincinnati going on the road to Cleveland as 2.5-point favorites.
I love this game.
All right, yeah, this is a fun game, though. I like it a lot, too. Just for the prospective reason, I don't even know how to talk anymore, that Cincinnati never wins in Cleveland.
They don't. Well, Cleveland has their number, I think, right now. They always beat, Cincinnati. I think, and then, the reason that I'm choosing Cleveland, okay, at 2.5 plus 2.5.
Plus 2.5, yep.
What's going on with Cincy's offensive line? I know they claim they shored some of that up, but that's why they lose to Cleveland all the time, because Cleveland applies so much pressure to Burrow.
Yeah.
They're able to get there, and I just think that's not going to change, in my opinion.
Rushing defense too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man.
They were top 10 in the league, I believe, last year.
Yes, they were. And not only that, but I think it's Deshaun Watson has a year under his belt to come back. I know he wasn't going to do well. I think he has a full training camp. Okay, he kind of understands the the plays probably a little bit better.
Yeah,
and he's got chemistry with his receivers now too. So I think he'll play better as well. Mm-hmm. And this is a rivalry, man. They're up for this, man. They're really up for it. And they, like I said, they've beaten them over and over again. So they probably feel really, really confident about this game.
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, Browns secondary ranked 5th in passing yards against last year. They were good. They were straight up good. Bengals also turned the ball over a lot, 7th in turnovers. On the road, that usually wreaks a little bit of trouble. I mean, last year, too. Week 1, what happened? They were like 6.5-point road favorites against Pittsburgh. Lost outright.
Oh, wow.
If you remember that.
Yeah.
But like I said, if the Bengals show up, it's because of what they do on third downs. They were 3rd in the league last year, and Cleveland was middle of the road in, stopping teams on third down. They were 18th. I just think, again, yeah, to your point, Deshaun with full camp, he's now got a little more NFL, back in him.
Yeah.
I think that was rust for the most part. As much as I hate the guy, I don't bet with my heart here. I bet with my head.
Right.
And Cleveland might be my favorite game to bet this week. I really like the Browns, or at least on Sunday.
Locks.
Yeah,
it's one of my locks.
Yeah.
Also,
straight up,
they have a great secondary, man. They're really deep in the secondary positions too.
Yeah,
I mean, Burrow,
Miles
Burrow's
Garrett
have
put so
some
much,
issues.
and that's the thing. If they put enough pressure on him, that's where the turnovers get forced is from Burrow, getting sacked 6 or 7 times in a game. I mean, that's been the issue with Cincinnati for 3 years now.
And the game is in Cleveland. The fans are going to be going
dog pound, baby.
Dog pound,
I'll rock with the pound here. Give me Cleveland 2.5 is a potential lock that I bet money on, and definitely a big parlay piece to this weekend.
Nice.
We'll push it forward to, we just keep getting these divisional games in the mix here. An AFC South matchup between Jacksonville going on the road to the new revamped-ish Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, Lord.
Indianapolis Colts are a 5-point home favorite. Under over 45.5. This is the first time I like a team not getting points, but giving them away. I like Jacksonville. Why do you like Indianapolis besides the hometown team factor?
Well, let me put this out here. I love Jacksonville to win their division, okay? But the reason I say this is the first game of the season, first of all, okay? Jacksonville is missing offensive linemen. I think they got a big hole in their offensive line. I can't think of the guy's name, but they he went elsewhere. So that's going to be a gaping hole right there. So I think that the Colts can apply some pressure to them. Now the Colts secondary sucks. There's Stephon Gilmore isn't there anymore.
Yep.
So they're gonna be hurting on that factor. But I think they're gonna put some pressure on Lawrence. I really do. I'm not saying they're gonna win. I just think it's gonna be a closer game than people think.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of hype on Jacksonville right now, man. Can they
Can they cover 5? Yeah, can they cover 5?
that?
I mean, it's hard to. That's what scares me is last year we were all, Indianapolis is going to crush, Tennessee, and then they tie.
Right.
It's week 1 NFL, teams at full strength. Weird stuff is bound to happen, so you shouldn't, just rule of thumb. Don't take every single favorite or every single dog in a given week unless you really feel that way. For me, I just see so much talent on that offensive side of the ball for Jacksonville with, Pete Rose of football, Calvin Ridley being possibly the number 1 with Kirk and Zay Jones, Zay Jones could be a number 1 on a couple teams as far as I'm concerned. Evan Ingram's a great tight end. Finally got it together after years of,
right.
being called a bust. And, ETN, and we'll see what Bigsby has in him, even though I think Hasty's probably the second back.
They're loaded. They are loaded.
They're absolutely loaded on offense. Defensive side of the ball, I know if Trayvon Walker, they're a little suspect there.
Yeah, true indeed.
For me, I just also believe the Colts season opener streak. You know about that one, right?
I do, and I tried not to think about that. I like Anthony Richardson though, man. That the quarterback. He's a runner.
That's what worries me though. I just rookie quarterback running a lot. Like that's the X factor in the game is Richardson with his ability to run the ball.
Right. He's going to cause some havoc for Jacksonville.
Because I don't think he's going to be able to throw the ball
at all.
I mean, he throws to basketball players. At least everyone on that team's like 6'6".
Yeah, they are some tall guys.
Jelani Woods, Mo Alley Cox, Michael Pittman, like they're all huge. I think even what's that white boy, Alex Pierce?
Yeah,
they're all huge. Every guy's huge on that team.
So he has a target. I like his calmness though. You know, he's not the one that'll just start running. You know, he'll see what he got. You know, and then he'll make his decision. But I just think he has a lot of versatility as far as running and passing is concerned. Mm-hmm. He's going to cause a lot of teams problems. I think it can be a 5-point game. Honestly,
fair enough. Yeah,
so
I mean,
I'm going
you're an indie guy.
I'm going with Colts.
Fair. But they cover at home. I'm not like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This I think is one of the toughest games to pick this week.
It is
because a lot of people don't know about the Colts covering at home. Like,
nah, I mean, you look on paper, you're like, oh, Jacksonville all day. You know
yeah, that's where I lean. I'm just like, if I get burned by a few, I get burned by a few. I have to start taking favorites at some point too.
Right.
And that's one of them I like enough to win by 7. I think they'll win 27-17 or something. I think.
Okay.
I think they'll get off the mat here, even though I do compare Richardson to like a Justin Fields, Josh Allen like hybrid.
Yeah.
But there was growing pains with those guys too. I mean, you seen last year with both Fields for sure and Allen 4 years ago.
He'll definitely have growing pains. And for the fans too, the people out there, Jonathan Taylor is not playing. I don't think he's going to play.
Is it Deion Jackson time then?
Yes.
All right. So. Cool. Glad I picked him up in your league. Cool. Great to know. We'll let's move the sticks, move it forward. We'll go to a non-divisional game. Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats, everyone. A game I absolutely love again. Tampa Bay going on the road to Minnesota over 45.5. Minnesota is a 6-point favorite here. Again, these lines are probably going to change by Sunday. You're just getting the first scoop here. That's why we released the show early. It's why we, you want the information now. I'm not going to make a show, edit it, throw it up on YouTube on Sunday morning. Ain't no one watching it. We got to get you now, okay?
Right.
So... yeah, I think the Bucks are okay. I hate to be that guy. If you watch the other shows, people know my sentiment regarding them. How do you feel about this game?
This was a hard one for me, man, because you know how I feel about Minnesota, man. Mini ha-ha. That's what I call them. They laugh.
Mini jokers.
Right. But I'm going with Minnesota. I just have to right now. I don't. Listen, I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. But I don't trust him a lot of times, man. And I know that they got some things going on there. Chris Godwin's still there, Mike Evans. Fournette left, which is no big deal.
Running backs don't matter, if you remember. Rashad White.
We devalue him on the show, right?
Hey, I love him. Hey, I do love him.
Yeah, well, he was a veteran, though. But, I mean, that's not that big of a factor. But I'm just saying, I don't know how this team is going to look. Okay, especially with a Baker Mayfield, we know his track record.
I don't think the team looks much different. The only difference is they got rid of an aged Tom Brady who was throwing 50 times a game. They re-signed. They still have Tristan Wirfs on that offensive line. He's good.
Yeah,
very good. They still have Devin Bush or Devin White. Devin White. They still have other homeboy at linebacker that came back for one more year.
Oh yeah, he's still there. Yeah.
Can't remember his name at the moment.
Well, I mean they're loaded. They're still pretty loaded.
The defense is still okay. I think they'll be able to contain Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota's all that.
I was gonna ask. What we know about their season last season, they went 13-4.
13-4, and they won basically a coin flip game. Not out of the 10 coin flip games they were in, they won 9 of them.
Yeah, they had a lot of coin flip games.
Just a lot of luck.
Yeah,
I remember
they're loaded too, though. I mean,
what on offense?
On
sure.
offense, yeah.
Defense, they're not loaded.
Is still a little
defense
shaky.
Is sus.
Yeah, they were suspect last season too. But I mean, if they can control tempo of this game, they have a fair chance of winning. I'm winning by the spread. You know what Justin Jefferson's going to give you. You know what I mean? Alexander Madison is the lead running back now. They got Dalvin Cook is gone.
Hawkinson is good.
Them.
Yeah,
Hawkinson,
I believe they're good. I'm not saying they're not good. I just don't think they can cover the spread.
I hope they can.
You gonna bet it? You're gonna bet it? This
I'm
one of my
Minnesota.
Again, another one of my favorite ones I'm gonna put in parlays this week. This plus
is this a lock
6
for you or what?
Oh, juicy. Yeah. That's in there. My one lock right now is Lions 4.5. Yeah, I know. I'm a sucker for not getting it weeks ago.
I can't hate you though on this Tampa Bay play though, this team, because Minnesota can be shaky.
Yeah, do you remember the Bucks last year didn't cover for shit either? If you remember that, they were like 3-13-1. They were dead last in the league. Yeah, I think with time, it doesn't matter what team they are. The Bucks try to adjust for teams to be 500. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be the fucking Chiefs. You can be the Bills. You could be the Lions. Like. Yeah. Some of these teams have good years sometimes they have bad years. I think the regression is going to be positive for the Bucks this year, and that's why I'm going to bet them probably early and often.
Well, okay. Do you see a regression with Minnesota this season?
Yeah, exactly. And and they covered games last year too. They were middle of the road. They were fine.
But those close games, they may not pull out like they did last year.
Yeah, but that's definitely the one. We got a fun one coming up. It is... We're going to the Superdome. New look. New Orleans Saints with a Christian man at the helm. New Orleans playing against Tennessee. New Orleans, a 3-point home favorite, under over 41.5. All right, again, we have the Saints. God, are they the new Chargers? Is the real question to me. Every time they're a favorite, I can't bet them anymore. I remember going to the well so many times last year, like, this is the time. Bet the Saints. That was bad. What do you think about this game?
Well, I chose Tennessee at +3. Listen, I feel a certain type of way about Ryan Tannehill. I'm not gonna lie, but you know they still have Well, I know Kamaro's not gonna play because he'll be suspended.
That's
but
all right.
Jamal Williams is out there though. You know, you get in the red zone. You know, you can eat off of that.
Fantasy wise, maybe bet him anytime touchdown score. He's like -110 to score. I mean, not a terrible odd.
It's just, I mean, with New Orleans, and their defense is pretty stellar too.
Yeah,
you know, it's not bad. But for me, you know, Tennessee is a veteran team in my opinion. They picked up DeAndre Hopkins as well. Derrick Henry is, you know, he's going to be hungry. He's still going to do what he does, man. I think they are the type of veteran team that can go into somebody else's backyard in this particular game, in this matchup, and beat them.
Yeah,
you know, they're well coached too.
Start the year on a winning note, you know, like.
Yeah. And I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a really very close game. I know they can win this game. New Orleans has been shaky, man. The last couple years,
they kill me every single year. It's like, this is the year. This is the year. I'm hopping off. I'm officially hopping off. I don't care about the salary cap.
I still have them winning the division.
Good for you.
That's kind of by default.
Good for you, because everyone else in the division looks bad. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a coin flip division too. For all I fucking care. For me, this is pretty much a totally no bet kind of game.
Yeah.
Like, I can't bring myself to bet two teams I'm not really thrilled about. Tennessee year-over-year fucks me. New Orleans year-over-year fucks me. Maybe one or two make a parlay. If you want real heat in this game, I got two for you.
Okay.
Raheed Shaheed to score at +360.
Okay.
And in his first game with his new quarterback, but also his old quarterback, Foster Moreau to score 13-1.
Okay.
That was the number that caught my eye. I could see it happening. The guy will catch one pass for 40 yards and a touchdown. Other than that, I can't really think much about this game.
Well, okay, let me ask you.
I'll take Tennessee. I'll take the 3.
What do you think about Derek Carr being at the helm for New Orleans now? Does that make or break anything?
Doesn't make a difference. Folks, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
He's a solid NFL QB, but look what he did in Vegas. It's like he was solid. They still didn't win games. Like,
they didn't.
And that's the thing, too. I think people get lost in the quarterback. Like, oh, this guy's top 10. Like, you can be a top 10 quarterback and still lose football games. I mean, and especially like fantasy skews people's minds an awful lot. Like Justin Fields and the Bears are getting incredible hype this year. They're still a bad team, folks. They're still bad.
Yeah. I think the fact that they picked up DJ Moore too, people are like, oh man, okay, he got a receiver now, Justin Fields. Their line still sucks.
Yeah.
Offensive line. I mean, they have to learn how to win too.
Yeah. And New Orleans, like, they don't know how to win.
That's their one.
Ever since Peyton left, they don't know how to win. For me, easy pass. Let's just keep it pushing to a game we will bet.
And clearly, folks, I'm not going to be putting any money on this game. I'm just telling you how I feel about it, but I don't feel confident enough to put any money on this particular game.
Correct. It's just, having a lean is just for the record. You see at the beginning of these videos with our name and our little socials. So
yes,
let's move the sticks again to a really fun game. San Francisco going on the road to Pittsburgh. It's one of those real funky lines. Pittsburgh's a 2.5-point home dog, over 41. This is probably your popular sharp play of the week. How do you feel about it?
I'm going with Pittsburgh. Okay. We just got breaking news too that Nick Bosa just signed forgot how much money. He's the
highest paid
defensive player.
Yeah. Well, he won the award.
Right. So, that's not so much a factor for me because I think both these teams have great defenses. Both teams have great defenses. That's why I'm taking the under. That's my bet. And
that's
this
your
is
bet.
a lock.
Yeah.
Under 41.5. But I also like Pittsburgh to win the game though. I still don't. People talk about Brock Purdy and he's this and he's that. I'm sorry, but I can't see it. I think they have questionable quarterback issues in San Fran. I really do believe that. I don't believe it's a solid, thing right now for them. That's why I don't know if they're going to get to the NFC Championship. They may get there, but I don't know if they can win that. So it's just this is an evenly matched game in my opinion. They're going to be in Pittsburgh too. Now, I'll be frank. San Fran does have a better offense. Okay?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think the quarterback at Pittsburgh, Pickens, is he's trying to find his way still, but I think he is a good quarterback though. You know what I mean? So I think and the running game is going to be back. I think Najee Harris will play better this season. And like I said, their defense is really, really good. They can cause turnovers. Anything can happen in this first game. Some people are
saying Najee's done for. It's going to be Jalen Warren season. And they're saying he's really good, but, I'm just putting that out there. I personally think Pittsburgh's going to be good. They have one of the best coaches, one of the best defenses.
Tomlin is great.
If Pickens, excels further from his rookie season, makes a leap, that's going to be a scary team. As you've seen in our preseason show, we both really like this team to even win this division.
Yes.
And this is possibly the toughest division in football. There's not a bad team. Those guys are playing teams every week. And again, for me, a popular thing I like to do, I don't do it for every game per se, but when you see a line that's just strange, you have the NFC, a team that made the NFC Championship game versus a team that missed the playoffs as a 2.5 point, dog. Yeah. I'm just taking the weird side of it. I love Pittsburgh this week again. Another one of my main parlay pieces. Going to be in a lot of parlays. Line is strange.
San
Francisco didn't get off the mat last year against the Bears either, and I remember telling you that one. I'm like, I love +8.
Yeah. I didn't even touch that game because I knew something was weird about that one.
Yeah.
But on paper, it's like, shit, San Fran got that one right.
Yeah, and
we saw what happened.
I mean, I could see this game going just the opposite way and being very easy, but for me, Pittsburgh, they're right there with Cleveland this week with some of my favorite plays.
Yeah. I got Pitt too.
Cool, fuck yeah. Let's move it to my favorite team. Besides the Bills and the Lions, the Commandos hosting the worst possible team in football with the worst situation. This line kind of exploded. It was 3 a couple weeks ago. It's at 7 now.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't write the under over. I think it's 39 or 38.
Yeah, you're right. It was at
Okay.
38.
There's no real reason to back Arizona unless you like Josh Dobbs, like over Colt McCoy. I'm horrified for that team. They're suspect every single position on that football field. Once again, I really like Washington's defensive line against a very poor offensive line on Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, they drafted a guy. We'll see how he go. We'll see how he is.
Right.
You never know. I don't think, there's a reason they're plus 275 to have the worst record in football. And -7, I'm going to be with all the, squares this week betting that one. Again, one of my favorite plays. Love it. Book it. Let's go.
Okay, I like the under 38 in this game, and I just think Arizona can't score. Okay, and I think Washington's going to dominate this game. Actually, I see like maybe a 28-7 game.
Yeah,
something of that nature. I just think that Washington, and I like Washington. The line. I like the -7. I might take that. But I'm definitely, the lock for me definitely is the under 38.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just think Arizona's outmatched, man. They're going to be outmatched all season.
Yeah, and what scares me is like third down defense and just points allowed per game. I mean, Washington was sneaky good. I mean, they allowed 21.1 points per game. That ranked, I think, good for 7th last year. Mm-hmm. Like they're there, and they were the best, at stopping teams on third down, which I can see Arizona getting into a lot of third down situations, so it's going to be a boring, sluggish game. So
that's what I see with it too.
The under, like I see that as like, are you locking that in, or
that's
is
a lock.
That's there with the other under as well for?
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't play many under overs, and I can see that as well, unless my guy.
He goes off, your boy Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, Brian Robinson Jr., Gibson.
They're loaded.
I mean, that's loaded enough. I think the D-line's the best in the league besides maybe Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, they're going to cause havoc in their division.
I really think they will.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won that division, honestly.
16-1, folks. Go and grab it now.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you, it feels like a square play because everyone knows Arizona's bad, and that's what sucks about football is like bad teams cover games, and that's what we're talking about. And I have the fan bias in me as a Washington Commando fan. It just seems like it's too good for me. I'm biting.
It looks too good to be true, right?
Yeah, almost. Like, again, it's like kind of like Detroit. It's like, yeah, I wish I would have took this line 2 weeks ago, but we're kind of speaking from the perspective of casuals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm this sharp better, I'm putting tens of thousands of dollars on games. Full disclosure, we're not doing that. If I put it like a couple $100 on games this weekend, like some people think that's too much money. Like, maybe I am sharper, but I'm not like these guys in Vegas trying to sell you like, this is how you get fucking rich. No, we want to have fun on Sundays, man. We want to have fun with the bros, and we want to have a little sweat and make it worthwhile.
We're not trying to be too stressed out here, man. You want to enjoy the games, of course.
You want to enjoy it.
Too much money on you, you're going to be, oh my God, I lost $1,000. No,
I've been there.
Have some fun.
I've been there. I've lost a lot of money on games. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I've tried to be sharp. I ain't sharp, bro. Like, I'm just here to give you an outline and give you a lean. That's
it, man.
We're here to have a little fun. Like, straight up. That's why I love doing this. I love talking ball.
Yeah.
And I love, getting this exercise in early in the week because when I do make my picks, some weeks it helps me out, but more than others.
Yeah. Well, I may parlay Washington with something because I do enjoy this. This one right here. This looks like a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it. That's just a game I like. We'll
Plus,
move.
Arizona's horrible, so.
Yeah. We'll move it to another game real quick. It's gonna be it's another real square fucking game, but it's one I love again. Baltimore at home against Houston. Baltimore a 10-point favorite. Under over 44. So, yeah, we got this real square game of Baltimore hosting Houston. C.J. Stroud, first game. Again, my sentiment this week, I'm not really trying to back rookies unless it's Sam Howell or Bryce Young, if you count Howell as a
rookie, right?
So, again, good luck, Houston. They might be worse of a train wreck than Arizona.
I concur. Everything is rookie-ish here, though, man. The head coach is his first year.
Yep, Ryan.
I'm not trusting that. I mean, I hope he does a good job, but I mean, it's a lot of youngster stuff over there, man.
Yeah,
they're gonna go have their growing pains. I just think the Ravens play very well at home. They destroy teams at home.
Yeah,
and that 10-point spread, I know it's like, oh, that's a lot for an NFL game, but I think the Ravens cover. I just think they cover.
Yeah, again, another one easy piece for me in parlays this week. Might be one I actually bet. Again, it's the Ravens, one of the best rushing teams in the league.
Yeah.
Houston, dead last in rushing defense. Is that going to improve, with Will Anderson? I don't expect rookies.
Good pickup,
yeah, I don't. Even that, man. I think that move to pick up him and C.J. Stroud was terrible. Frankly,
you didn't like that, huh?
No.
I thought it was decent. They have to grow together. Is what I say about that whole situation.
They will.
It's a rebuilding year for Houston. I mean, it's been a rebuilding year.
Yeah, they grabbed a couple guys. It's funny because you look at some of these teams on paper every year and you're like, oh, they got Dalton Schultz. Oh, they got Devin Singletary. Right. They picked up a couple pieces. They grabbed that corner from San Francisco too, Ward, right?
Ward, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just wait till week 5 and they're gonna be 0-5. I mean, Ravens cover in home openers in their last 6 or 7. I'm not a trends guy, but I do like that. I just like them playing a bad team. Lamar has something to prove again. He got his money.
He
money.
Should be ready to play, right?
He should be ready to play. OBJ should be ready to play, but I think there's a real receiver that me and you both like as the number 1 guy this year.
Zay Flowers?
Yeah, I mean, Mark Andrews, he'll be the guy, yeah.
True indeed.
But
he's in one of my fantasy football teams.
Yeah, so. Zay Flowers can fly, they say, so. Yeah.
Well, another thing, I'll say this lastly. The Ravens finished 3rd in scoring defense, 18.8 points per game. So they're not giving up a lot of points here. And where the points going to come from anyway with Houston, in my opinion, So I think it's a done deal, man.
Yeah.
Stamp of approval. I may even lock this down, perhaps, before it goes up.
It's probably my most intriguing one. I think I bet them last year too.
Did you? Open
it? Against the Jets. Yeah, okay. I think I opened the year with that one. But yeah, Baltimore, one of my favorite plays again. Look online, see what I'm betting this weekend. But sure. I don't think I'm gonna change, if any of these. I feel pretty locked in unless something major happens. Let's move to the NFC North. The new look NFC North, that is. Because we got a couple teams that are playing that, one's supposed to be bad, the other one's supposed to maybe be good, but I kind of see the roles reversing. It's the Bears hosting Green Bay as a 1-point favorite, over 42.5. I don't understand why people think Chicago's good. Maybe it's the Chicago fan base polluting the water. Please tell me,
I don't know.
Is there anything telling me to bet Chicago in this game? I got nothing.
Well, they did make some improvements. Let's keep it real. They made some improvements.
They signed Trey Edmonds. He's an outside linebacker for $93 million.
Yeah.
They didn't make that great of improvements.
Well, they signed DJ Moore also. That'll help Justin Fields out somewhat. But they're still a team that's I don't think will be contenders. I think they'll probably be in last place in that division, honestly.
They still have the worst offensive line in the league. Exactly. If you remember last year, Justin Fields got sacked an incredible, and it wasn't just because he's a running quarterback. He just got sacked all the time. He was running for his life. And they didn't really do anything to remedy that. They drafted did they draft Skoranek? Was it him, or they drafted someone else? Another offensive lineman.
They grabbed an offensive lineman, definitely. I'm not sure who it was, but Yeah, you're right. Their offensive line is still not going to be
fucking
good.
trash. Their defense is fucking trash. Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone's just, like, enamored with Justin Fields and, like, the unknown of Jordan Love. Like,
Right.
but they let the man kind of, you know, cook underneath the radar behind Rodgers, and usually that's the remedy to, like Mahomes did that. He sat for a year. Like, a lot of these guys who sit tend to succeed more.
Exactly. Yeah. Just sit and learn.
Throwing guys to the wolves tends to ruin careers.
Unless you have a decent offensive line, you know, and some veteran receivers, maybe that's really the only time that may work. You know, usually it doesn't. But you know, in this situation too, I think people are sleeping on Green Bay.
Fuck
with
yeah.
the Jordan Love issue. Green Bay is still loaded, man.
Still have a really good offensive line. Yeah. Still have a decent defense. The rushing defense was an issue. If Chicago wins this game, it's because they run all over them with Khalil Herbert, Donta Foreman, Justin Fields. That's the only thing in my mind they can't get, you know, Jordan Love going. But
you got to
think they're all right.
This line, it's the reason that this game is a pick'em though.
Yeah,
and they're in Chicago, right?
Yeah, they're in Chicago. That's what I think. That's why people are on them.
I got Green Bay all day with this game. I'm sorry.
Green Bay.
The wall for me.
I love Green Bay in this game also. I keep saying I love games, but it's because I've been thinking about these for fucking months. Yeah. I really like Green Bay here. I think the Chicago fandom's gonna be pretty disappointed come week 1, and love to see it.
I got a homie named Harry from Chicago. He lives here.
Yeah.
He's down for the Bears, the Bad News Bears. And like I said before, I had love for Chicago years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, you know, it's still in there, but not today.
Not today, yeah.
They lose this game.
I got them losing this game outright. Yep, right here with you. Let's move to a fun game. One that no one likes, but maybe me. And I think this is the beginning of... we're probably in the 4 o'clock slate at this point. Okay. Vegas going on the road to Denver. I absolutely love. Again, I keep using the word love because a lot of these are just parlay plays for Sunday. Again, the 2 games I will be betting, I will tell you at the end of the show. But I will probably run my 20 parlays a week as usual. I usually run 6-leggers. I usually put about $50 to $100 in between that. My goal is to hit about 18 of them during the year to make a profit.
Okay.
It's happened every year the last 3 years. So.
And before we start that too, do you think it's important to have goals before the season? You know, the NFL season, if that's all. If that's all.
Yeah. You should definitely, think about your bankroll. Think about the management of it. Always remember when losing too much is too much, and you need to take a step back. Like, you don't have to bet every single week. Also, like, and if you do, maybe just be like, well, I need the thrill. But instead of betting that $100, I'm betting 15. Like,
exactly.
Like, it's all about, knowing where you're at. Yeah. And especially if you're on a real hot streak, don't go all in. Like,
right.
Sometimes it works. Most times it doesn't. Like, that is betting for you. Most of us, me included, I'm a loser. Like, this NFL shit, not a loser. But everything else,
yeah. And you can get that adrenaline rush when you're doing really well. And you're like, okay, let me put some more money on that. I'm gonna put all of it on. You tend to like not think clearly when the adrenaline rush is going on, and then you make stupid mistakes, or when you're losing too.
Yeah, you think you'll get it all back. It's like you can lose 20 in a row. I promise you.
You got to try to be on an even keel, folks. And I know that's hard because we're all human beings.
We all want to get that. We all want to get that money and act like we get that money too.
We all searching for the bag.
We're all fucking middle class, bro. That's why it's called the Fumbling the Bag podcast. Like, most of us are fumbling that bag. So
we are.
We just want to give you leans. And if you think we're idiots again, fade us. Tell me how much money you made. It sounds awesome. Like, congrats. Like, that sounds great. But yeah, Denver. This team. They've been through some shit the last year because of Russell Wilson. Yeah. I think they get back off the map because Vegas might be one of the worst teams in football as well.
Yeah.
What do they got going on?
Not much. Who's the quarterback now? I mean,
it's Jimmy G. Jimmy G's going to play.
Is he healthy, though?
Yeah, he's going to play.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. They're going to get off the schneid, Denver is. Peyton is over there. He's going to make them boys feel who he is, okay? Including Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So, you know what? This might be a fucking a lock for me, man. I like
3.5.
I'm liking Denver.
Yeah,
it's at home too.
Yeah,
you
3.5.
Really?
Yeah,
that's better.
I think Russell Wilson, as long as they protect him from Max Crosby, the rest of that defense in Vegas is pretty bad.
I like Max Crosby, though. You're right.
Oh, they got
he's
a dog. He's going to put probably another 15 sacks up this year, but that's really all they have. They also got homeboy from Arizona last year, but he didn't really do anything.
So when is Devontae Adams going to start complaining and want to leave?
Halfway through the year. He'll go to the Chiefs.
Right.
That'd be a scary duo, honestly.
I like Denver, man. I just think, Denver is between receivers, though.
Yep.
A lot of hurt receivers. Judah is hurt too, right?
It might be just Cortland Sutton and Alberto out there, and Alex Troutman is going to be your starting tight end, I think, as well.
Well, how do you feel about their running game?
I like Javonte, I like Samaje, but that offensive line still questionable. It's really the defense I'm banking on. I really think Jimmy G ain't going to do anything.
Now, will Russell
Jacobs
Wilson
will be stifled.
have a better season?
That's what also, I think so. He kind of proved it, too, at the end of the year. He
played better.
He got to his, the amount of toilets he had in his house. Like, he beat it. So, we can start that counter again as well. But, yeah, Denver for both of us. Let's move it along real quick to Philly, going on the road to New England. This is, again, one of those weird lines. Philly's a 4-point favorite on the road. You got reverse line movement. I think this game was really at 5.5, 6.
Okay.
I think it's because the Eagles have covered 9 in a row as road favorites. They might have not covered all of them, but they've won them. And I think people are banking on the fact they're due to take an L here. What do you think?
I like the Eagles all day, man. They have so much. And I think they're pissed that they lost that Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
Should have won that Super Bowl.
Won
That fumble really changed the game. Fumble 6
changed the whole trajectory of the game. So I just believe that I just think they're just a way better team in New England. Also, I mean, most of the time in NFL, unless your coach is horrible, talent prevails. Even though the lines might still be closer, that the talent rises to the top, man, and they have everything over there, man.
Yeah.
And they had a good draft. It's no way they lose this. Well, I know they're not going to lose, but I think they cover.
Everyone on that defense is a star. Brandon Graham's a star. Hassan Reddick's a star. It's unknown about their recent draft picks with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
But, you still got Fletcher Cox there. You got James Bradbury. You got Darius Slay. You got Terrell Edmonds.
It goes on. And they lost some players last season. Yeah,
they lost CJJ and they lost players. They lost Miles Sanders. They lost guys. I don't think it matters. This is it's right there with Jacksonville with my dummy, I gotta take favorites at some point, and you really gotta pick and choose, and obviously Baltimore. So Philly 4 all day for me, especially when they were the number 1 passing defense last year. I think that continues. Mac Jones hasn't proven anything.
Well, even with losing their secondary, some of their secondary, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think it matters. I understand New England's built on defensive and offensive line. Yeah, for me, give me 4 any day of the week.
So you don't think Matt Jones can be a factor in this game whatsoever? Can make some plays?
No, it'll be like the Ramondre Stevenson show if Jalen Carter, Davis, and Cox and Graham and all those guys turn out to be duds. But other than that, I love it. Let's make it 10 in a row to cover on the road. I think that's why that line's like that, and I just think the books are they're due.
Philly all day.
Give it one more. Right. Give it one more go.
I can't argue with you.
For sure. All right, we got 4 more games to go on this official first week back, man. It's been a lot of fun, and we got some fun games to end it out. Some not so fun. We'll go with a fun one. Miami on the road in the social, media QB 2 showdown, the Acho Bowl. You remember Sam Acho,
Mm-hmm.
Texas Longhorn, ESPN personality, talking about how great Tua Tagovailoa is. Miami's a 3-point dog in this game. They lost the first edition of this game last year, but that was probably the best Chargers coached game I've ever seen.
I know, right? I know.
And I think there's going to be a reversal this time around. What do you think?
I'm going with the Chargers, man.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I get burnt, man, dealing with the Chargers every time, but this is different.
Yeah.
It's probably not.
It's not.
I just think this game is a hard game for me to choose, and I'm probably not going to touch this, as far as my money is concerned. But for shits and giggles, man, I don't know. Kellen Moore is offensive coordinator now.
Yep.
And he, sometimes he can be creative, sometimes, but Justin Herbert is a man, though. I think I got Justin Herbert maybe vying for an MVP this year. And then, Austin Eckler, he's still there. He hasn't went anywhere. The scoring, they're not going to have any problem scoring. And their defense, everybody's healthy now. So their defense. Bosa's out there. He's there. So
yeah, they got guys. I mean, they got guys.
They got guys.
It's
and I
just
know
the problem.
Miami
It's like,
too.
they traded for Jalen Ramsey. They almost got Dalvin Cook.
See,
Xavier Howard's still there. They have a good secondary.
They do. They do. I just think, I don't know. It's just something about the Chargers in this particular game. I know they beat them last season, and it could be a revenge factor thing for Miami. I think Miami will play well. I think this probably will be one of the better games of the
of the slate.
The slate, yeah. So, but I got LA. I was gonna say San Diego.
I mean,
Chargers.
Some people still call them that. Fun fact, folks.
Right.
I like Miami in this game. They're both, middle of the road in terms of passing yards allowed per game. Yeah. For me, early season Miami last year was cash and checks. I think they're going to do the same again. I think Tua, as much as I'm worried for him, I think he's good. I think the Miami team's better than the Jets. If I had to vouch for someone to be in that wild card spot, because I think the Bills are winning the division,
right,
I would take Miami. Okay. I think Miami's a solid 10-win team this year, especially if Tua's healthy. Yeah. They got dogs on that, defensive line. Decent linebacking core. Shit, you wanted a guy, middle linebacker, as a prop this year.
I did, yeah.
But, a wise friend told me don't bet the Chargers when they're favorites. It's kind of like the New Orleans Saints. And I'm not saying this is true or based on anything.
Right.
My head just really says, Miami will get back in this one, and 3 points, give me the field goal.
Okay.
I like Jason Sanders over Cameron Dicker as well for special teams. As you remember, Chargers had really bad special teams over the last several years as well.
The worst, man.
Yeah, they should have probably won more playoff games and stuff that way.
They lost them some games, man. Their special teams.
Yeah, I remember Young Hoku missing 3 field goals in one game, then going to Atlanta and being a great kicker.
Right.
Just fun. It's a curse. I don't know. Coincidence, curse, same thing. Let's go to an NFC West matchup. We got the Rams on the road against Seattle. They are 5.5-point dogs, under over 46.5. Can you name me any player on the Rams defense that isn't Aaron Donald?
Unfortunately, I can't. That's crazy. I can't.
Yeah, you got none?
I got none.
Yeah, none. I had to look up the roster. I think the only one me and you both know is Jordan Fuller, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That was the only guy I knew. And I looked through the rest of those names, and I had no idea who any of them are.
Is that bad? I guess that is bad.
It's that bad. So I'm really worried for their and then their second stringers are complete no names. I'm horrified for them this year. I really like the under if you were to take a season win total for the Rams.
That would be a solid bet, yeah.
You heard the report about Stafford's wife being like, the guys they ain't really connecting. They're all just on their phones. I think it's not because of team chemistry. I think it's because they know Stafford, your time's pretty much over, man. The team knows they're going to be bad. They just kind of want to play as well to their abilities and try and get another contract.
Well, isn't the coach, trying
McVay.
to leave there? Yeah,
McVay, yeah, he was trying. He was trying to retire. I heard.
He was trying to retire. He sees the writing on the wall.
Yeah, and I mean, Seattle's turned their program around the last 2 years completely. Yeah. And I just see the trajectory. One team's about to nosedive. One team's going to still be pretty steady. Probably win 10, 11 games this year. Even though they didn't cover in that finale, and they should have lost in that game, forcing Detroit into the playoffs.
Right.
I really like Seattle 5.5 here.
I do too, man. I think you're right. I think they are, moving up in the world. Seattle is, and I like the way they're doing it too.
Yep.
Some people say that they're going to compete with San Fran in the division.
Yeah.
I got some people saying that they may just win that division.
I've heard it. Pete Carroll. People like that Pete Carroll offense.
They do. You didn't hear that from me, though. That they're going to win.
That ain't me.
I got San Fran all day.
I got San Fran as the best, probably having the best record in the NFL. Yeah. That's really what I believe.
But, I think they play the Rams well.
Mm-hmm.
The last few games I've seen, they played them very well, So I just think they're outmatched, the Rams are. They're going to be outmatched to the whole season with pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how Seattle does not cover this.
Yeah, I just see this being like one of those spreads where they realize, like, oh, shit, we fucked up. And especially down the line, like, if Stafford gets hurt or anything happens to, like, Cooper Kupp, like, they don't have guys. Like, they got Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higbee. It's, like, no-name guy. Like, I'm not trying to diss them or anything, but it's not like the caliber of team you even see in Carolina. Like, I'd consider like Thielen and Shark.
Yeah.
What's my guy? Chenault's on that team. Like I just consider those more quality players than Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
Cam Akers, like.
No question, man.
So I really lean Seattle there. It's a no-brainer. It'll be a parlay piece for sure. Maybe a bet if I win a 1:00 game. If I bet Baltimore, haven't totally figured that out yet. We'll go to Sunday Night Football before we go to the main event. A game I hate. I really don't like any time these two teams play, and it's always on prime time. You got the Dallas Cowboys on the road at the New York Giants. New York Giants are a 3-point home dog, under over 46.5. I like betting primetime games too, but this is probably one I avoid. What do you think?
I think this game is going to be damn close. I got the Giants at +3.
Yep.
I just think that this is a rivalry. It's going to be Sunday night. New York is at home. New York's defense is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how the offense is going to be because Dallas has a great defense. Dallas' defense is really good.
Giants' defense too, though.
Yeah,
they're better.
I think it's going to be an even game. Not even really a field goal game. I just think it's going to be maybe a pick-em, in my opinion. Really.
Yeah, it is a pick 'em. It really is. That's why I lean with the 3 points as well. I think you'll get 3.5 come Sunday night.
Exactly.
Like that's the other thing. Like you get this information now, and like. Maybe you wait, because like I'm waiting on a few games. Like I think I'm gonna get a point or two on Pittsburgh. I'll probably get a point on this because I this won't be in parlays. This will be like maybe a fun bet if I have a really good Sunday.
Right.
Like that's really all it is. Giants were ATS Kings last year as well. They were 14-5.
They were, yeah.
Led the league, but however they failed to cover 10 of their last 11 home openers, which is kind of scary.
Okay. That's
startling. But I like the new pieces. I like Waller. I like Paris Campbell. I like that Slayton and Shepard come back. I think Isaiah Hodgins is even okay. And obviously you have Barkley. Like
right.
Jones got his money.
Oh, they're going to give Cowboys some issues, man. It's not going to be like a rollover game for the Cowboys. They usually these teams play each other pretty well, man.
Yeah.
And it's just. I don't care for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are a little overrated. They do have a great defense. We know this. But you got Dak Prescott as your quarterback, okay?
Yeah.
And that's not he's inconsistent, man. I see him throwing maybe a pick six or just a regular interception in this game, seriously.
Yeah, the two toughest divisions in football. Like
yeah.
This is one of them.
Yes, it is.
And I don't really like picking games between those kind of teams where it's like,
I know, right?
I do it for the show, I do it for the fans, the 5 of y'all that watch this. Or maybe the people who stumble upon this. Thank you for, if you got to this point in the video, we really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, everyone. Like, that's all we can ask for, because that's really all I want right now.
No doubt.
Main event, folks. Monday night, 9/11. You have New York's team versus New Jersey's team. And I want to hear that the Jets are New York's team. Bills are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Surprisingly, for a team that got Aaron Rodgers and all this hype around them, the books are still afraid of Buffalo. Under over 46.5. What do you want to hear from the guy wearing the Bills sweater other than go Bills? They're going to win by 20. What do you got?
I think they're going to win. I don't know about by 20, but I think they're going to cover the spread.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of hype on the Jets, just because of the quarterback they have now. But, and their defense is really good, though.
They're both, yeah. I think they're great, yeah. I think
it's going to be a good game. Actually.
Good under. I think it's a good under.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. But I think that the Jets, their offensive line is not that good. So Rodgers is going to have the same problem that he had at Green Bay.
Green Bay had a better line. That's what scares me. It's like they had a better line there.
Yeah.
Unless they scheme better offensively.
Man.
And the Bills' defensive line's nothing crazy. I mean, they add, Leonard Floyd. You got to wait for Von Miller to come back in week 5.
Right.
But, that secondary is still real good. Special secondary, in my opinion.
Buffalo's stacked, man. Buffalo's is a perennial Super Bowl winner this year.
Contender, yeah.
So, I think they'll be hyped for this game.
I think they feel like they're being, underlooked, and I think that's the position they want to be in. They want to be underlooked. They don't care. Have the limelight. Talk about your darkness retreats, That's our quarterback. We got Aaron Rodgers. He ain't. Man. He's won 1 Super Bowl in 20 years, guys. I
know. Let's calm down.
They put 7 points up after they were a 1 seed against the Niners. They couldn't even beat the Lions at home to make the playoffs last year. You know whose fault that was? That's That's on Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you know what? I will say this though about Aaron Rodgers. He does usually have a pretty good regular season. But it's the playoffs that
under 3,950 passing yards, folks. If you haven't grabbed that number. And you like a long-term season,
Okay, that's a tidbit.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers at all this season.
Okay.
He has to play all these tough defenses. Everyone thinks New England has a good defense. Buffalo has a good defense. Even the Dolphins have a good defense. You got to play them 6 times.
Well, what did you think about the Dalvin Cook pickup?
It's good because you can keep Breece Hall on the shelf for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Will it help? Again, we don't believe, I love running backs, but do they make, a significant change in the amount of wins a team puts out per year? No, the quarterback makes the difference there.
Yeah, that's true.
The quarterback, the offensive line, and the defensive line. Those are, the 3 biggest factors to you winning games.
Well, the only reason I mentioned that, too, is because he's a decent receiving back, too.
Yeah.
He can catch the ball a little bit.
Yeah, he can catch. But for me,
I feel what you're saying. I just think this is Green Bay all over again, maybe worse.
Yeah.
Maybe with a better defense. But I think there's more competition in this division. Yeah.
I think this is Denver, Seattle from last year on Monday night as well. Just open the game up with, everyone likes, Seattle or Denver, on the road, and then they blow the game. And I think most people are probably leaning Buffalo still.
Oh, definitely.
I think the sharp money might be the Jets, but I got nothing for you. I'm betting the Bills. Lock it in.
I'm locking it, too. I'm not locking it.
That's a lock.
But
Easy
I know it's
lock.
a lock for you.
Easy. That's my favorite play of the week.
This may be a lock, depending on what I do for the other games, because this is going to be the last game, of the week.
Yeah.
So that might be a lock for me, seriously.
Yeah, and we'll wrap it up here. I got, my 2 bets I'm absolutely betting this week are Detroit 4.5. I know I might sprinkle a little money line too because I'm a freak. Buffalo 2.5, and I probably will go with. I'm thinking Baltimore -10. That's probably them or Green Bay. Those are the two I really like in that stretch.
Okay.
Other than that, it's going to be a lot of parlays. Look for the leans online. I post on them usually that Sunday morning. Whatever the best line is, go look it up. Go to Odds Checker. Go to DraftKings. Let's try and win some money this year, man. We can do it.
I think I'm going with the San Francisco Pittsburgh, the under, which is under 41.
Yep.
Hopefully I can get a better number, but
it's gonna go down.
matter.
It's gonna go down.
It will. I might have to get that tonight.
Yeah.
Also, Lordy, I think the Colts. This one going to be one of mine. That's crazy. Sounds crazy. I know.
Plus 5.
It's a lock.
Oh, plus
I'm
5.
Lock it up.
All right. Yeah.
And also,
and you already bet Detroit.
I bet Detroit. Yeah. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I guess that is a lock for me.
Yeah. It's on the book. Yeah, that one's on the book. So.
And last but not least, I am taking the Cleveland Browns at plus 2.5.
Yeah, that one I really like too. That's one I'll ponder as well.
I hear you. Now, if I have any more locks, people just go to my X page or Instagram. Or,
it's Twitter forever, but yeah.
Hey, for real. I know that's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter forever. I don't care.
Just look it up,
Fuck
man.
you, Elon.
We might have some other say, yeah, right. Mr. Musk.
Yeah, seriously. Garbage.
Mr. Musk.
Turning my website into a more of a shithole than it was already. Right. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, just stay posted online, folks. We're there. We hope everyone has fun this year. Again, gamble responsibly, but gamble often. That's the way to play it.
Just have fun, guys. Just,
yeah.
Don't get too stressed out about this, man. But, just, if you want to get better, though, just, you have to do the research. You have to do the work. But, still take it as something that's just something that can just fulfill your life.
Yeah. Just something, an aside, a little like, maybe you're like a wife to someone who loves football and you don't know anything. Maybe you just learn a little something and like you can build that bond with, your significant other and all the bros when they're over and be like, yeah, I like Russell Wilson this week. I got him alternate 3 touchdown passes. They'll be asking you questions.
Yes, man.
So,
just take it easy, guys.
Enjoy digging the books. Let's try and beat them. Everyone, let's go. We're back.
We back.
20 more weeks.
All right.